Hey there VC, good day everyone, or good afternoon, or evening, or night, whenever, if ever you are watching this. Just let me turn down the music. Happy New Year! It's been a while since I did a video. Had a few technical issues. I was making another mixtape video when everything crashed and was deleted, so I lost some motivation, to say the least, but here I am anyway with an update and a VCLT from the mighty Hogs Air Report, from Ron, that is. Let's just dig into it. I guess you all know, if you watch my videos, you know Ron's channel, the Hogs Air Report, one of the best psych channels there is in the VC. He has a vast collection of obscure psych, both US and European psych, and his knowledge is great. So if you by any chance ain't a subscriber of Ron's, go and do yourself a favor and subscribe to the Hogs Air Report. He sent me 4 albums. First off is a reissue of is it a Canadian? I don't know, but it was an obscure album released in 1974. This is folk psych, experimental, spacey folk psych. Just wonderful stuff. I heard about this record through Ron's channel and checked it out and was immediately hooked. And Ron set me up with this nice reissue on which label is it? I'm a bit unprepared. Lion LP, Lion Productions. Comes with a booklet, bio of the band with some pictures. So this is an awesome addition to my collection. I love this sort of thing. These aren't too expensive to find online, so definitely go get yourself a copy of Ptarmigan. I guess I didn't say the band's name, Ptarmigan. I'm a bit unsure of the pronunciation. Custom labels there. Just an awesome album, so thank you, Ron. The next record is an upgrade for me. I've been gifted this one before from Randy at Deadwax66. Another excellent psych channel. Make sure you subscribe to Randy if you're not already a subscriber, and watch his live streams. Usually too late for me in the Friday evenings, but he's live each Friday. But this is an upgrade from Ron at the Hogs Air Report. The Damnation of Adam Blessing. I guess you all know this one. An excellent Oklahoma based psych band, if I'm not mistaken. This is a second issue from 1970, I guess, but this is so clean. Usually the covers are full of ringware, but this is an excellent clean cover. Thank you, Ron. Next one is an album I've been wanting for a long time, and it's actually my first uni-label record in my collection. I never see these in the wild here in Norway, and this album it's been known to me for a while. It's the first Fever Tree album, and according to me, their best. I have one of their last albums which didn't impress me too much, but this is a very well done psych album with some string arrangements, quite intricate. I like their cover version of Day Tripper, We Can Work It Out, and it's a solid album all the way through. Good musicianship, well crafted songs and arrangements, and I'm so pleased to finally have a uni record in my collection. Last but not least, perhaps the gem in this VCLT, for me anyway, is this very clean copy of Frank Zappa's Absolutely Free. From, I guess it's from 1968, I haven't done any research, but it's a clean mono copy on Verve, which Ron was so generous to send me. Wow, just awesome, awesome, awesome. I have a 50th and remastered anniversary edition of this one, but to have a clean mono original, that's quite something else. So Ron, thank you very much for that generous VCLT. I have really enjoyed these records and will continue to do so in the future. And I hope your moving is doing okay. I know you're moving. Really hope to see a video from you sometime soon. Well, check out Ron's channel if you are not acquainted with his channel, The Hog's Air Report. One of the best psych channels in the VC for sure. On to some of the recent finds. I've been buying and purging and dealing and wheeling the last couple months. I have forgot some of the things I bought since my last update video, but and been filing away, but some of the titles I remembered I have bought, I'll show here. First off, a Dutch progressive rock band, which later evolved to sort of pop rock band, Sandy Coast. This is their first album, self-titled, from the Stereo Workshop, that is. A nice pop psych album, well crafted songs, a bit uneven to my ears. This is one to have if you like that light Beatlesque pop psych. And their next album, Shipwreck, is the title track especially is awesome. And then I'd stay clear from the rest of the discography. On the Relax label, original Dutch pressing there. To Scandinavia, I was on a small record fair in Oslo just before Christmas, and I managed to score a mint copy of Burning Red Ivanhoe. Burning Red Ivanhoe's second album, self-titled, an original on the Sonnet label, and these are hard to find clean because the cover is in a paper-like quality, and the Sonnet pressings from Scandinavia back then, they were dodgy to say the least. Excellent progressive jazz psych. Check out Burning Red Ivanhoe if you're into progressive avant-gardeness. In my last update video I showed Culpepper Orchard's first album. I finally managed to score their first album, an original issue. Just a couple of weeks later I found their second album, Second Sight, from 1971-72. On the original Polydor label, and I scored it for quite cheap. It only costs a fraction of what the first album costs, but and it isn't nearly as good as the first one, but still a decent album, worth checking out if you're into that Scandinavian progressive psych with a bit of country rock tinges here and there. I have also upgraded one of my German favorites, Birth Control's second album, Operation. I had a second issue on the Ore label, but found this clean first issue on the same label, you know, the Mazdas Urauf label. So now I have a double of that one, if anyone's interested. Perhaps you remember me showing a band in the beginning of my last video called Rust. I mentioned it was a Australian/British band, a guitarist called Creepy John Thomas, who had moved from Australia to England and then to Germany to record that album. What I failed to mention is that the bassist on that Rust album is the bassist Walter Montague, I think, from Freedom. But I managed to find Creepy John Thomas' first album, the one he recorded after Rust. And this is continuing in the same vein, a bit of blues, lots of psych and some progressive elements. Just awesome stuff. So check out this one, Creepy John Thomas, the Australian guitar player, and his band. This is from 1969, I believe. This is an original German issue, which is a lot cheaper than the English counterpart on the RCA International label. Awesome, well-crafted songs, and if you checked out the Rust album and like that, you surely will like Creepy John Thomas. Next up is highly competent Welsh prog. I scored an original of Quicksand's Home Is Where I Belong, far below what they usually go for. An original issue on the Dawn label, and this is, as I mentioned, highly competent prog. A couple of not so interesting tracks on this one, but for the most part very well done guitar oriented prog rock from 1973. And this, if you hold this Dawn pressing up to bright light, you'll see a dark lilac cover. It's translucent, as so many of the pie pressings from that time were. Whipping through these, getting to the Grail section. I think it was in my first mixtape video I showcased a band called Goliath, and I played a track called Majune from their only album. Just a month later I found the original issue on the CBS label. So if you want to listen to Goliath, go and check my Mixtape 1 episode, where I played an instrumental, almost instrumental track called Majune. Excellent British prog rock with a female vocalist. One album deal. Disappeared into obscurity, of course, which is my thing, those kinds of bands. Another one album or two album band deal is Little Free Rock. I've been showing, I have shown this album before, but then it was a timeless reissue, and just before Christmas I managed to score this original on the Transatlantic label. A progressive psych trio from England. Very good songs on this one, good instrumentation and arrangements, but please do not pay attention to the lyrics, because that's the weak point of this album. The lyrics are, well, to say the least, below average, but don't listen to the lyrics, just listen to the music. A great little gem there, Little Free Rock on the Transatlantic label. The two last ones are grails of mine, even though I use the term quite often. These really are grails. A first issue of Reseda's first album, self-titled, on Vertigo Swirl. and I had to pay an arm and a leg, literally speaking. No. Perhaps the finest moment on the Vertigo Swirl label, except for, of course, bands such as Black Sabbath. But in the more obscure corner we have Reseda, and they released one of the finest progressive rock albums on that label. So happy to have this, and I have passed along my second issue. But that's not all. I also managed to score their second and last album, which is even rarer, called Asylum from 1971. Very, very skilled British prog rock. I have to say their first album is my favorite, but this is very close. Awesome, awesome stuff. And to find them complete with the swirl inner sleeve and in good condition, well, that's great, just great. You have seen the Vertigo Swirl label, so there you go. Well, that was what I remember I have bought since my last update. I know there's a few more, but I filed them away. And everyday life makes you forget those smaller things. So hope you enjoyed that update, and I'll see if I can crank out another mixtape video in a couple of months. But that technical issue thing really set me back a bit. So I have to build some motivation to start all over again. Hope everyone is doing fine, and I hope to be able to watch some videos in the near future. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.